Here we are 3 days after what could amount to be one of the biggest wins in the history of this football club. And I have been trying to figure out what I've wanted to say in this moment to encapsulate it. And I got nothing. I got nothing. Enjoy the dub that is flying in front of you on your screen right now. We're going to talk about it. Let's go. How's it? Welcome into another episode of Loose Cannons, where we are going to talk about beating Manchester City for the first time in the league since 2015. I almost said 2014. It's 2015. Yes, we've beaten them twice in different competitions, the FA Cup and then for the Community Shield. But this is the first time since 2015 we've beaten them in the Premier League. I am joined, as always, by Glenn, who is actually inside today.
Yeah. The wife's off. The wife's off this week, so I have my space back, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Oh, we should be doing shows every day then, just so you can do them from your space. And that guy down there, everybody knows, Ryan. How do you feel after a 1-0 win over the defending champs?
It's a good step.
Okay, I thought first of all, I thought that was a dramatic pause. Did he freeze?
No,
what's the question? And now shut up.
All right.
Oh fuck, man! I
don't know what to do here, man. I don't know what to do right now.
Am I happy? Yes.
That's just Glenn. I was talking to Ryan.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I thought so. I was very confused.
I wasn't confused. I just thought he went old man on us again. Anyway,
excuse me while I yell at a cloud.
Yes.
No, I mean I'm happy. It's a step. It's a step in the right direction, but it's just a step. I mean, we'll get more into it, but yeah, it's just a step. So you're looking to build on it for sure.
You're kind of starting to look at this, or you've been looking at this the way I'm starting to look at it now. Glenn, how do you feel after Sunday?
What in the wild world of sports is going on that Ryan gave a short answer? I'm feeling great. How could you not feel great? I know we're going to get into all the details. We deserve to win. We won.
I feel great about the win. I fell into the trap Sunday of the season-defining win. We had a few of those last year, only for them to not be season-defining. The games last year that were season-defining were the loss at Everton, the draw to Southampton, whether we want to blame ourselves or the officials, the loss at United last season. So I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic about it. It's 3 points. We sit top of the league, tied with the scumbags. They're above us on goals scored. So we have to go to the second tiebreaker for them to be above us. But we have to follow this up now in 10 days at Chelsea. Otherwise, it is just one win, right?
I think it's a little more important than that. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying too. But for me, I like to use the term I used in my new video. You can check it out on YouTube and Twitter, by the way. We leveled up. This was a boss fight, and we fucking won. We leveled up, okay? Maybe we won't beat Chelsea. Maybe we'll have some disappointing draw. But this was huge. And some of the stats, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, show that this is not the same old Arsenal.
Well, so I guess that's kind of my point. If we don't back it up with a result at Chelsea, then it's still 3 points. And 3 points is 3 points. It doesn't count any less. Let me ask a question, and Ryan, I'll start with you.
And City has lost 2 in a row. BG, don't
3 or 4.
Don't rain on yourself.
Still early, Glenn. Still, they did the same thing last season when they tied Nottingham Forest.
I know, I understand that, and I know they have another gear later in the season that nobody else has because they're the best club in the world on paper. I understand all that, but right now we should be happy. You think Spuds are going to play like that all year? No effing way.
But again, to go to your point, I'm not going to play like this. I think it's funny. I don't know if it's the first time, but I feel like I'm in the middle of both of you. I think Glenn's really happy. Tanner's like 3 points. Who gives a fuck? And I'm just like, I'm nice. I'm nice and in the middle.
We had these moments last year. Beat United at the death. Beat Bournemouth at the death, and it was these should be galvanizing moments.
This is a little more important than both of those combined. I would even say.
But that's my point, though. If we don't back it up, then if we
go ahead, I can hear you. I'll be able
to go out, and if we go out and we lose to Chelsea, then it was a win. But that's all it was. And I'm not saying that that's not a good thing, but you like if it's going to have the meaning that a lot of people are attaching to it, it has to be followed up. So let me ask you this question. Because I'm kind of like, damn it. A loss would not have been better. Would this game and this result have been better if we weren't following it up with an international break?
I think it's better that
really
following an international break. Yeah, because I think.
Injuries aside, and the fact that, some guys are going to get a chance to rest and hopefully get healthier. Martinelli, Thomas Partey, those guys hopefully, getting some good, although apparently Thomas Partey is just going to play every minute for Ghana now. But anyway, sorry, Ryan.
No, I mean, I think I guess it depends, but I think as far as, the average Arsenal supporter or just, it gives us time to just kind of celebrate it and be like, yes, we did this. We got this. Like we did such a big achievement, which it is. It's a big achievement. It's the only team that Arteta hasn't beaten in the Premier League. So it's a big deal. What is it? He's lost 7 straight against City. So it's definitely a bigger deal than just 3 points. Whereas I think if we had a game this weekend, I think people would be like, watch now, we're going to lose to Chelsea. And everyone would be just so like, pessimistic about Chelsea because that's just the average. Again, the average. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying the average Arsenal supporter would just be like, "Oh, here we go. This is where we drop points against Chelsea, a struggling Chelsea team at that." So
international break, get an extra week off to celebrate it, and
injury too. Like Saka was a big talk. It's going to be, I'm sure, a talking point that we're going to have. But it gives. I know you said injuries aside, but that also helps too.
That's why I said
us a week or two for injuries too.
That's why I said the injuries aside. Take that out of the equation.
It's definitely better. I think it's definitely better.
Interesting. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah. Now can I go?
No.
There we go.
Yeah. Go ahead. Glenn.
Hey, you made me snort, you fucker. No, seriously, can I go?
Yes.
He said yes. Jesus.
Well, last time I tried to talk, supposedly I did an old man thing. Okay, so look, all the players are different. For some, I'm sure it's good, it's the international break. For some, I'm sure it's bad. Can I ask you guys, because I literally don't give a shit, is that Africa Cup of Nations thing in this 2 weeks?
No,
it isn't.
It's in a couple of months, isn't it? It's in January.
Yeah, it's in January.
I don't know. I heard that what's his name was going to be captain. I was like, oh fuck me, he's going to get hurt. Partey. Anyway, all right. So 2 weeks. What games are we playing these 2 weeks that I don't give a shit about? Is it just fucking friendlies again that we're taking 2 weeks off for? Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, as far as fans go, you guys don't talk yourself into a bad mood. We beat City and only Spud's above us, and they got nowhere to go but down. So I'm happy. We all should be happy. And that's all I got to say for now.
I'm noticing now, if we're not as happy as Glenn, he just assumes that we're like pessimistic and we think we're gonna lose the next few games.
I literally saw BG talking himself into a bad mood.
No, I'm not talking myself into a bad mood at all. I'm trying to. What I'm doing is I'm trying to put it in perspective, because what I saw last year was folks jumping off a bridge over the last minute winner against United, the last minute winner against Bournemouth. You know. Like in a good way, jumping off the bridge in a good way. Overreacting is my point to those games, and ultimately they weren't the season defining moments for us. So to me, I'm saying the only thing I'm saying is this is a great win, but now we have to follow it up. Now we have to go do the business. 4 of the next 5 games on the road. At Chelsea, at Sevilla in the Champions League, home for Sheffield United, at West Ham in the Carabao Cup, and then at Newcastle. So not an easy run of games coming up here over the course of the next, so that's what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But this is where it's all about consistency. I guess is my point. It's all about consistency. We have to be consistent now with beating Chelsea, hopefully go to Sevilla, get a result there. Obviously, it's a different competition, but then do the business against Sheffield United at home. We can't allow.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Glenn.
I just want to say there's such a difference from just a few seasons ago where we're going to Chelsea, and I'll be honest, and I'm only speaking for myself. I'm like, fuck, can we even win this game? I'm going in there thinking we're the favorites slightly, I think, or at least it's a coin flip for the odds makers. I don't know. Ryan, you like to bet, but I would think it'd be a coin flip as far as the odds makers go. And I'm really confident, and I think they are scared of us, as they should be. So that's the difference from just a few seasons ago. We're not going in there with Theo Walcott on the wing.
Wait, Glenn, who's scared of us?
Chelsea. What you guys are talking about, oh God, we're going to play Chelsea. It's going to be horrible. Oh my God. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. Let them talk. That's all I'm saying. We are the slight favorites. We are badass. We're the best team in the Premier League. No, all right, we're right up there with Manchester City. I'm not going to get crazy here.
Sorry,
we're going into Chelsea, and fuck Chelsea.
There we go. Now we've got them.
We're definitely more than a coin flip to beat them. They're really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were playing a little bit better. I guess.
I think they just beat down, I think, Burnley, but.
Yeah, it was Burnley. They beat them they put
4-1.
So
okay, cool.
But you should. Sorry, but you should. I mean, we should. Like I said, I'm not going to keep repeating it. I'm not as down in the dumps, Glenn, as you think I might be.
Okay.
Same with me.
I'm simply saying a massive result like the one we just got has to be followed up with another great result. That's otherwise it's a one-off. You know what I mean? It's a standalone result. Now, okay, we've gotten that monkey off our back. Now we've got to start stacking wins and stacking 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So that when we look back at the end of this season and we look back on it as a whole, collectively, we say beating City at home was a brilliant result for us, because look at the run that it propelled us to, which is why, Ryan, I slightly disagree with your take on the international break coming now, or the City game coming before the international break, because I feel like I wanted to keep that momentum going. You know what I mean? It's at a good time for injuries, for sure. But I feel like
this is like the time where we would lose this. Like we would lose. I genuinely believe if we were to play Chelsea, I think we would be. It's a thing in sports, and it's everywhere. It's in every sport.
It's a trap game.
Yeah, where you play a really tough opponent earlier than. I mean, I guess this is more so for like playoffs or for tournaments. But you play a team that's really good in the semifinals, the quarterfinals. And you're like, this is the team to beat. This is the top team, and you fucking pull the upset. You beat them. You're going crazy. You're celebrating. Yeah, but it's not over yet. You have a game after that. You're the finals, and then you like a big example for me that comes off the top of my head because I'm gonna just go crazy and throw a completely random sport. Women's college basketball.
Ew.
The Iowa Hawkeyes semifinal. Caitlin Clark, one of the best women's player, and she's phenomenal. I listen. I've been getting into a lot of college women's. I would just say women's basketball in general. It's actually a lot of fun to watch. But they had to play South Carolina, best team. I think they may have lost one all season. It was a test. Iowa's a huge underdog. I didn't think it was South Carolina. Maybe it was like Stanford. I don't know. They had all the maroon red teams confused, but whatever. Regardless, they were the underdog. They pull the upset. They're celebrating semifinals. They go and play LSU in the finals, who they probably were favored against and should have beaten. They got put away pretty soundly. Yeah. So it's one of those things where I kind of have that, I guess, like a championship hangover, celebration hangover. And I definitely, Chelsea isn't doing great. They have won their last two. They beat Fulham. They beat Burnley. I actually think they beat Brighton, but I think that was Carabao Cup. But yeah, it was Carabao Cup. But they're playing well-ish, and I think Chelsea are a team that have the tools to surprise people because they have individually they have some talent on the team. But again, I just think we're a well-oiled machine. We're a team, and I think we're just better than them. But coming off, a big as of a win as we did against City. It's definitely a game where I think Chelsea would surprise us for sure.
I was surprised at Chelsea's slow start. I'm surprised at a lot of people putting them down. I don't know, if you attribute it to banter or if they really don't respect them. They spent a lot of money, not all of it wisely, but I knew they were going to play better. Okay. I knew they were going to play better. And like Ryan said, they've won the last two. I still think we should be a slight favorite.
No, we're probably a bigger. I wouldn't even say. I would go maybe. I mean, I'm not a huge favorite, but I would say probably in between slight and big.
The way you guys
were a favorite for sure.
The way you guys were talking, I doubted something that I knew, like in concrete in my mind, that Arsenal are undefeated so far this season. The way you guys were talking, I'm like, wait. I actually looked it up to make sure I wasn't going crazy because of the way you guys were talking. 6 wins, 2 draws. Come on, guys.
Who are 2 draws, Glenn?
If we lose or drop points at Chelsea, it's not a disaster as long as we play well. I hate to say that, but the way you guys talk, I think we're going to beat them. But I think we're going to beat them. But I don't like the overconfidence or I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Tell me, why are you so fucking worried about Chelsea when we just got I'm
not worried about Chelsea, Glenn. I'm worried about us.
It's not nothing to do with Chelsea, Glenn. I don't. To be honest, I don't care who we could have
to beat Chelsea.
It's not about Chelsea. Name any Premier League team. Any team. Doesn't matter what team it is.
If it was Southampton, well, they're not in the Premier League. But if it were Luton Town, I would say the same.
Southampton taking strays on this podcast.
I hate when you guys fucking. I hate when I overreact to you guys and I'm mistaken. I didn't realize you're saying if it was any team.
Glenn, do you know what a trap game is?
Yes, I know what a trap game is.
Well, I don't mean to say like in a mean, condescending way. I'm just saying like that's just what this
I misunderstood. I misunderstood. I thought you guys were worried about Chelsea, and I thought you were putting Chelsea down. And it turns out you're just talking about a trap game. I apologize.
Although, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Mudryk plays the game of his life against us, just because that's just usually what happens.
Fuck him sending his little Twitter kisses. I'll never forgive him for that because I readjusted the FIFA season I was in to put him on Arsenal, and I had to freaking start it all over again. Fuck him, lying sack of shit.
Random question.
Again, Glenn, I don't think it was just him, but okay.
If you're gonna play FIFA, but you're not gonna use Arsenal.
I was using Arsenal. I put Mudryk.
Well, no. You're gonna play FIFA on career mode, but you can't use Arsenal. Who are you choosing?
Oh, good question. Out of left field.
No, because I know. Yes, because I know who your team would be.
No, you don't.
Dear
Wait,
God.
who would my team be?
Stuttgart.
Oh, I thought you meant. I was thinking of English teams. Yeah, no.
No,
You see,
man,
if I couldn't use,
Oh.
you want to know the truth? If I couldn't use Arsenal, I would want to use like Sunderland and try and get them up to the Premier League.
Nice. I like it.
Well, all right. So I can use a non-Premier League team, like an English team.
Oh no, you said does it have? I'm sorry. I thought you said did it have to be an English team?
No, this would be an English
you said
Premier League team.
yeah, be an English team. It doesn't have to be a Premier League team.
Ooh, I don't know.
Question. I think we're going to start a Sunderland season when we're done.
I definitely wouldn't pick a Premier League team just because like it's just. I think it'd be fun moving up the ranks. And I wouldn't pick the typical like, oh, I'm gonna go Wrexham because they have a show, and I do love Rob McElhenney, and I do love Ryan Reynolds. So I would go with probably St. Albans City. I have one of their kits, a band they listen to, and a Shikari sponsors them because they're from St. Albans City. They're in the National League. They have like, and playing board games as a kid, my color was always yellow. Just, I don't know. I don't really like yellow, but it's
Ryan, we don't want your life story.
Well,
anyway,
I'm giving it to you. It's yellow. So St. Albans are yellow. So yeah, I'm going St. Albans City.
So I apologize that you guys were talking about a trap game and not over worrying or under worrying about Chelsea.
Okay. It's okay, Glenn.
I was trying to get us back on track, dickhead.
I kind of liked that question. I like
inserting random
questions into the show.
I loved it.
Wait, so who's your team?
Come on, man.
Oh yeah, Carlisle. Yeah. I asked it and I already knew the answer.
Okay.
All right. So, Glenn, what talking point do you have for me from Sunday? Is there anything that stood out to you? Anything that you?
I like this. Can't wait for my turn.
The thing that's stood out.
Let me preface it. Besides the Kovacic issues,
okay.
Because I feel like that's low hanging fruit. We're going to talk about it anyway.
You know a little bit about this. On last week's show, I said if Martinelli and Saka both don't play, I don't think we have enough speed to beat Manchester City. And at halftime, I texted BG and I told him, "What point did we say in the show that they won't have enough speed?" Because I was going to put it in my next video, showing I was right about something for once. And the thing that strikes me most about that game, sorry, I'm rambling, is when Jorginho got that yellow card. They were dominating us, and Jorginho got that yellow card. He slightly adjusted the defense a little bit. He brought Declan Rice back a little bit. At least it looked that way on TV. And I looked up the stats. They dominated us first 12 to 15 minutes, I know. But after that point, the stats were almost even, and Arsenal deserved to win that game. It was that's what strikes me. Jorginho yellow card. We're all biting our nails.
Wait, at halftime?
Arteta. No, at half. No. When I'm sorry because I'm rambling. I'm talking about that first 12 minutes when they were dominating us. Jorginho got the yellow card, and Arteta slightly adjusted the team. I don't want to do two because Martinelli at halftime and all the other substitutions. But that's what first strikes me because I was pissed off in that first 15 minutes. So yeah, it was Arteta's maneuvering.
Down. It's crazy you say that.
You asked what stuck out the most. I didn't want to say bringing on Martinelli and the four guys that contributed to the goal. No, in the beginning, shit had to be fixed, and Arteta did it. He fucking did it. And that's why my video on YouTube and Twitter is really 4 minutes of glowing about Arteta.
It actually is a really good video.
Thank you.
It's very entertaining. I was watching it. When I was done watching it, I had a very big smile on my face after watching it. It's very well done. I liked it.
Thank you.
Okay. So
that was my point. Now we go to Ryan.
Ryan is there's a flurry of activity below the camera that we cannot see. He's very excited.
Uh-oh. Keep those hands above board, mister.
What I was saying before was I thought at halftime we should have been down. They missed a couple of easy chances that but whatever. Game was played 90 minutes and we beat them. A thing that I thought was interesting. It's funny. I want to mention two things, but I'll mention the second thing later because it's I'm right and I'm the god of everything that is Arsenal.
Wow.
We'll get to that later. Just a shining moment in my my podcasting career. But no. So my moment was I was actually so at first, and this is I said to Glenn actually right after his video. Excuse me. That I kind of disagree with some of the things he said, and it'd be interesting to talk about on the show. And he thought I said argue, but no, I would never yell or argue with Glenn, never ever.
Okay.
But I thought I thought Arteta played really scared in the first half. He played scared most of the game, to be honest, and I didn't like that. If we want to compete with the best of the best and win the Premier League, win the Champions League, and do all these crazy, awesome things, we can't play scared, and we 100% played scared against City. Playing Jorginho, who also, he's not my Xhaka, but I don't think he's good enough to play with this Arsenal team. I know a lot of people like, oh, like he's passing and like he's good backup for Partey and Rice, and he's too slow. If we want to play in the Carabao Cup, or if we want to play him, if we want to play him in the group stage in Champions League, cool, that's awesome. I don't think I brought this up last week, but I also have it in my notes. He was terrible against Brentford in the Carabao Cup. But we saw through, so it was whatever. But I thought we played safe. I think playing Jorginho, and I'm not saying we should have played Partey, because originally I was saying we should have played Partey, but I get it. He probably couldn't play a certain amount of minutes, and it'd be better to bring him on than to start him and then bring him off early. But play Kai and Declan, and I don't think playing Declan in the midfield would have been good. I think City would have had its way with him, Kai, but put him at the false nine, put him in that 9 role. I think that would have been good for him. I don't know what you would have. Then I guess you would have had to play. I don't know. I don't know what you would have done. I think playing Jorginho is just too safe for us, and I thought it was a really bad idea, but it ended up working out. And then the more I kind of went through the notes, I watched highlights. I didn't rewatch the entire game. I rewatched a good part of the game, and I'm like, you know what? And I just did, I guess, some self-reflecting, and you at the end of the day, and this is why I came onto the show, and my first thing was it's just a step. And at the end of the day, I think this game for Arteta was just a step. And I think when you put Jorginho in, you're saying, yeah, we're playing safe, but again, we just want the 1-0. We just want 3 points. And to be fair, I genuinely think if you give Arteta some truth serum, and you go, you don't have Saka, Martinelli's not. You show the starting 11, and you say Saka's not playing. Would you take a draw? You would say, yeah. He would 100% say yes. I would like to think we'd all would have taken a draw if you had said Saka wasn't playing and that was our starting 11. But I think he just wants to get the win and just move on and build from that. And so I kind of was like, okay, I understood the Jorginho, the substitution, or I guess the putting Jorginho in the starting 11. So, but it was a little too safe for me. But hopefully we could just build on that and then kind of show our shit more, because we didn't really do that against City.
I think I agree 100% with that thought. I think he played for the draw. I think he looked at.
I wouldn't even go that far. I think he knew in the back of his head he was bringing Martinelli on in the second half. So I don't know if he's playing for the draw in the second half, but I think in the first half he's like, let's just keep this game close. I think he was happy definitely he was definitely happy at 0-0 at halftime. But I think let's just keep it close, not doing too crazy. Let's play safe and play. Jorginho is another El Nene. Putting Jorginho in is you're playing safe,
right?
And
you're looking to play more
against City. Against City, I was upset because again, I think it took its toll on me and most of the supporters. Last season was such an anomaly is probably not the word I'm looking for, but we weren't expected to finish second. I was called crazy for us finishing third. And when I was like, oh, we're gonna finish third, I was like, yeah, it's a bold prediction for sure. And when we ended up finishing second. So with that hope, everyone's like, oh, we're gonna win the league next season then. Everyone all of a sudden their bar is now raised tenfold when it really in reality shouldn't be. So us playing safe is no, why are we playing safe? Yeah, it's City, but then you look, it's Arteta hasn't beaten City in 7 games. He's lost all 7 games in the league. Sorry, in the league. Yeah. So it's definitely a hurdle he needed to get over, and I think myself, anyways, I thought it was a bigger game than what it was. But then when you break it down, it's like, no, he wants to play Jorginho. He wants to play safe. He wants to play close, and he wants to get points against City. Because last season, we got how many points against City? 0. And we lost the league. If we'd beaten City, we would have won the league. And I think that this season, if we want to win the league, we have to take points. I mean, it's not even a question. We need to take points from City. We have to take points from City, and we just did. So it's definitely a positive. It was a bold move. I guess at the end of the day, playing Jorginho, but yeah, I don't know. I guess. Yeah. Well, I guess my closing statement, because I'm rambling now like usual, is I want us to be better, and I know that finishing second gave us such a high bar, and so playing Jorginho is like, what the fuck? But 3 points against City is going to be huge at the end of the season.
Okay. The last 50 seconds I agree with, so I'm going to push that to the side. Both of you listen to this analogy. You're rich. You're going to throw a party for all the top people that you want, influential people coming to your mansion. All right. And you just want this party has to be successful. Everybody has to be happy. You have this party and everything goes as perfectly as it could possibly go. At the end of the night, you notice a little dust on the lamp. And you call the maid over and you say, what the fuck is this? I had a party tonight. The party went well. You guys are nitpickers, and it makes me fucking crazy.
That's crazy. You're the party. Yeah.
That's what makes. Oh, Jorginho. Boo-hoo.
But
I had fun with Jorginho too. I had a whole page of fucking notes about Arteta and how pissed off I was in that first half. That game was level up, bitch.
So I wasn't pissed off at the end of the first half at all.
You didn't listen to you listened to half of what I said. I said I was mad. I was like, why are we going so conservative? We need it. And that's going to be probably one of my many mantras this season is if we want to take the next step as a club and fight for the Premier League title, like win the Premier League title and fight for Champions League, we need to take more risks. We don't take enough risks. It doesn't matter who we play. Fulham, Southampton, Lons.
You both said Arteta played for a draw, and that pissed me off so bad. Glenn, I had to mute my microphone. I had to mute my microphone. The job that man did in that game. Holy fuck.
Wait. All right. Okay. Hang on. Because I see everybody saying this. Everybody is saying he got it spot on. He made the subs. They got it spot on. Like I get it.
You think he was trying to get 3 points in the first half with Jorginho, Glenn?
The subs worked out well.
Yeah.
But this wasn't I'm throwing the three of you on to go get me a goal. He was freshening up the defense with Tomiyasu. He was getting minutes under Partey's legs. He's missed a month. And he was bringing Kai Havertz on for Eddie in the hopes that Havertz would do more than Eddie, because yet again, if there is one negative to take away from this game, it is Eddie. And this is a month of Eddie being invisible.
I like video game questions better, by the way.
And you took me off it. Then look, I gotta get back on track now.
Because I would have talked video games for the rest of the show. That's the only reason I did that. Look,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with it.
The thing with Arteta, you guys, when you said he was playing for a draw, it pissed me off so bad I had to mute my microphone. Look, I'm sure you guys saw this.
It's not what I said, but okay.
I did say that.
Just let me finish. And then I'll shut up and let you guys have the last word. You can call me a dick, whatever you want. I'm sure you guys saw the press conference. It was a couple weeks ago where Arteta was talking about the players and strategy. And he said, sometimes when I tell them to slow down, they don't slow down enough. Sometimes when I tell them to speed up, they'll get the hang of it. And I think you guys confuse that with playing for a draw. That's all I'll say. And you have last word and I'll shut up.
Good. Okay. Go ahead. First, he was playing for a draw in the first half. And I think you're crazy to think we would be. Crazy to think. I mean, look at the goal we scored. It had a hit off Ake in the face to go in. So a bit of luck. Well, let's not get crazy. But when you play that starting 11, and you like, I think that's crazy talk to think that you expect us to be up at halftime. I didn't say the game. I didn't say he was playing for. Tanner might have said that. I didn't say that. I didn't think he was playing for a draw. I think in the first half he was playing. He was hoping it would be 0-0 or 1-1. Probably not 1-1 because I think with that lineup, I think he was playing for a 0-0. He was hoping he was a 0-0 at halftime. That's why he brought on Martinelli at halftime, and the game changed. I mean, let's face it. How many subs he brought on? He brought on 4 subs, right? All 4 subs had those 4 touches that scored the goal. And that's where Arteta, he was like, okay. That's where I was like, okay, Arteta. Like, yeah, I like that. But Glenn, you can't get mad at me for when you see Jorginho in the starting 11. You can't be like, oh, like we're totally looking for 3 points. Like that's that. I'm sorry. And this is just, I guess, where we're gonna differentiate our opinion. I just don't think Jorginho is a good enough player to win the Premier League in a starting 11.
Not every game.
He's a closer guy. He's very slow, not quick. He's not athletic. He's slower and less athletic than Xhaka. So you're like all right. I'm not a fan of him. He's got good passing, but I think we have so many other players on the team that are more athletic and quicker and can pass as good as him, in Partey and Zinchenko in particular, that I'm just like, what's the point, And I just, again, I think it was, who did we play before the Carabao Cup against Brentford? Was it full? No, it was Tottenham. Besides that mistake, I didn't think he played well when he came on. And then on top of that, he gets and again, Brentford pretty much played their starting 11. I thought he was terrible. I thought he was slow. He couldn't really react.
He doesn't fit the system.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to kind of close it. He doesn't really fit the system. And if we want to play the football, like, I guess, because I still don't think we've really seen optimum Arsenal football under Arteta, at least this season. I guess PSV was very, very close. But if we want to get there, or at least like get near there and kind of just stay consistent there, Jorginho's not anywhere near our lineup. He just doesn't fit. He's a closer.
I think that Arteta lined up on Sunday looking at it saying, I don't have a fully fit Martinelli. I have no Bukayo Saka at all today. And I have
not a fully fit Partey.
I'm just going to say in a less than 100% Thomas Partey. And I have Kai Havertz, who hasn't really hit the ground running for us. So what do I do here? Yeah. And I think it was a combination of, I want more forward thinking. So he moves Declan Rice into the left 8, but I need someone back here, and I'm not ready to hand that off to Thomas Partey just yet because I don't trust the fitness. What's my next option? And the next best option from there, then, unless you're going to put ESR in at the left 8, which he has not done that at all this season. So I'm starting to think that ESR just doesn't really have much of a future.
He's done a few cameos at left 8, but yeah, he has. Well, when he played for, what was it? Who did he start for? Was it Brentford? He played the 10. He didn't play. He didn't play left.
Right. 8. He was playing in Odegaard's spot.
No. But yeah, he comes out for 5 minutes. That's not enough.
I think this was a situation for Arteta with the starting 11 where he's saying he's looking at the things working against him, and he basically says, how can I turn the negatives into a positive? But that being said, was he playing for a draw? No. I don't think a manager of a club the stature of Arsenal is going to play for a draw. I don't think right now, just to kind of hammer home this point, the way that Tottenham are playing right now, I don't know that they're going anywhere playing for a draw. I think they're fully confident in their abilities to go win a game right now. I don't think they're playing for a draw. I think they're playing to win. But you get a team like Luton Town that goes to Manchester City, they're going to play that game to try to nick a draw. That's what a team like that is going to do. For us, I think Arteta just, how do I turn the negatives into a positive? How do I line us up to get the most out of the players that I have available to me? And I think he finally realized that I think this has a lot to do with Kai Havertz. And Arteta just saying, if I start Kai Havertz, like you said, Ryan, we're going to get overrun in the midfield. They're going. Yeah. So if Jorginho just sits back and plays a traditional 6, hopefully we have enough in midfield that we don't get overrun. and Jorginho can be that defensive number 6 that just, can win the ball, can, hopefully play sound defense. But that's not what Arteta's system calls for out of the number 6. Hence the yellow card on 11 minutes, Glenn, as you had pointed out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. And I realize, they were missing Rodri, which I think was a bigger miss than De Bruyne, actually. Not putting De Bruyne down, not putting him down. So
I agree with that 100%, by the way.
No one, I'm not complaining about injuries. I just didn't think we had enough speed. And I did have some problems in that first half with Arteta and his starting lineup, and I didn't want Jorginho in there either. But we all agree that, sometimes stats don't matter. Sometimes they do. When I had to tell my son to lower the TV before, I thought I remembered this stat, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like some imagination in my head. After the 59th minute, Manchester City didn't have a shot on goal. A lot of people like to compare this to a chess match. I like boxing better. It really was a great boxing match. Comparison to this football game, and no shots on goal for the best team in the world after the 59th minute. That's fucking crazy. That's just fucking nuts. So
and that's with William Saliba carrying not significant in terms of how much time he's going to miss, but he's playing hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Glenn. Finish your thought.
No, that's it. And as far as the international break goes, I just throw that into that case of let me accept what I cannot control. I friggin' hate it. But you guys were talking about it earlier. Let's get some people healthy.
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna kind of catch the whole situation and be like, because I love metaphors, even though my metaphors are always shit. Arteta had a shotgun. Pep had a fully automatic rifle, and every minute that passes by in that game, you walk a step closer to each other. And I think Arteta, knowing Arteta has a shotgun and both shells are at Martinelli and Partey, he goes, I can't shoot Pep at minute 1. I can't shoot him at minute 40. I gotta get closer to him. And at halftime, that's why I think at halftime he was, in a sense, kind of be like, okay, perfect. 0-0. I'm halfway to getting to Pep with my shotgun. I need to just get a little bit closer, and I'm gonna blast it. I'm gonna blast this dude away. Halftime, I would even say halftime he took his shot. Halftime he put Martinelli on. He later then put on Partey. He took his shot and he blew Pep away. And I think, knowing what we just talked about, Martinelli couldn't play a full game. Partey couldn't play a full game. I do think, in a way, again, this is, I guess, giving Arteta truth serum because he would never admit this. And I agree. I don't think any manager plays for a draw. I think Arteta tried to play for a draw in the first half. And I think that lineup
keep it close.
Yeah, keep it close. I don't really see in that lineup us like really going at City. And we didn't go at City. City came at us, and we defended fucking phenomenally.
I think City.
That's just what happened.
I think City came at us in the first 20 minutes, and when they missed those few chances, I think I
that was them. Their sail kind of went down. Not
I think from the 20-minute mark on, this was a pretty even game, and I don't think either team really went for it in this game.
You don't think City was going for it in the beginning?
In the beginning, they were. In the beginning, they were. And I think missing those chances that they missed at the very beginning, and then the way that we were defending after that, because we were dodgy at the back for sure in the first 20 minutes. We were playing like a team that was scared. We were playing like a team that was nervous. Okay, like we've got to slay the dragon, and we're on our last life. If we lose, we have to start all over. We have to start the game all over at the beginning again. There's your video game reference, by the way, boys. I'm out of lives. If we concede this, we're out of lives. We got to start all the way back to the beginning. And then when we survived it, then it was like, okay, we survived. Now let's just see this thing out and take our chances where they come. And that was really it. And I think even City, was like, okay, it's not going to be a walk in the park today trying to beat these guys, and we don't want to concede at the other end. So let's just play it safe in the midfield, take our touches in the final third where we get them, but let's make sure that we've got guys back and we're defending well. And the goal that we scored, it just what was Tomi Asu doing? I mean, even Zinchenko doesn't do that, and it's great. It's brilliant. It was fantastic. I loved it. But the goal is and Glenn, you messaged me if I could divulge.
This
text kind of. I don't know if it was right after. It might have been right after the game was over. You sent me a text and you said that you were gonna tweet out something like, just go get this goal so that we can all go to bed happy or something to that effect.
What happened is I told you about what I mentioned this in the beginning of my video on YouTube and Twitter, that 2 minutes before we scored, I tweeted out, I'm hoping Arsenal gets that next level late goal.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
So we can all stop thinking about how annoyed we are. This is going to be a draw. And then they scored 2 minutes later, and I replied to myself, "Holy shit!" Capital letters. And then I realized that the UK is 2 minutes ahead of us, and no one would believe me. And that's when I texted you to complain. Well, and we went next level.
I mean, they're 5 hours ahead of us, actually, Glenn.
No, watching the game.
I know, it's a joke. I'm kidding.
Because otherwise, I would always join these guys on their watch-alongs. But they're cheering for shit 2 minutes ahead of what I can see.
I don't like doing watch-alongs. But anyway, yeah, the goal. I was thinking to myself that if anybody is going to win this game, it's just going to be a fluky goal. It's going to be a goal that takes a deflection and beats the keeper. It's not going to be some pretty, highlight reel, hey, look at how we scored and look at what we did. It's not going to be that. The buildup, I mean, the pass repartee is, that was sublime.
You see this smile? Every time I think of that goal, the smile just right here, and it doesn't go away.
The fucking weirdo.
Should Havertz have turned and shot?
Yeah, but his confidence is still shit, so I knew that wasn't gonna. I knew he was gonna fucking lay it off.
I'm sorry. What was that, Dick Nuts? I didn't hear you.
Dick Nuts. Wow. I said, he
just called me a name.
Should Havertz have turned and shot?
What? Should Havertz have turned and shot? I'm not even going to answer. I literally have no response to that question. Well, go ahead, Ryan.
I answered it.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I think it worked out better the way that with him not shooting. But it was a fluky goal. But overall, I think, and the later the game goes, and especially when you've got to Glenn's boxing reference, you've got two heavyweights duking it out, and they're not even really throwing haymakers. They're just touching gloves. They're just tapping gloves in the middle of the ring. And if somebody sees an opening, they might take it. And for the most part, every big shot that was taken was missed. But then we got an opening, and we buried the haymaker that put them down for the count. But I think both teams, after the first 20 minutes, I think both teams kind of settled in. It was just like, okay, we're not going to do anything crazy here. Let's just play the game. Let the game come to us. Let's see how things play out. We'll take our chances where they come. And if we get an opportunity, we'll take it. I will say this. Feel free to disagree. Although I'm not sure either one of you will. I'm looking at the benches in this game. Who's Pep gonna bring on that was going to make that much of a difference for them? I mean, you've got Foden, Grealish. Grealish didn't even play.
No.
So that's the only option I think he had on the bench, because Foden, Alvarez, and Haaland all started. Bernardo Silva. I don't know that there was anything Pep was going to do. I don't think he had the bench to try to take this one from us. And I'm looking at who we had on the bench, and I think Partey starts if he's 100% fit. Obviously, Martinelli's going to start if he's 100% fit. So, there's a difference there. But then you look at the rest of the bench and you say, boy, we could bring on Reece Nelson if we need to inject a little pace, if we need to freshen things up and run them even more ragged. We could bring on ESR, who is creative and a bulldog. He can get in there and get after it if we need to freshen things up in the midfield. This is with the depth, I think, really shown through in this game for us. We started the depth players, not the starters, and we still were able to find that answer at the end of the game to get the W.
I have to say this.
I actually think. Oh, go Glenn.
Ryan, I swear, just give me 15 seconds because when I saw the stats after the game, I was like, whatever, we deserve to win. And then I just saw this stat while you were talking, BG, that Manchester City had 4 shots. That is the lowest amount they've had in 12 years.
1 on goal, by the way.
Oh my
They had 4 attempted shots, only 1 of which was on goal.
Lowest in 12 years for that team that is the best in the world. Whoa.
Yeah.
Feel good, boys. Feel good.
Yeah. Ryan?
I know. Yeah, I do. I actually, going back to what you said, I'm a big fan of Doku. I think Doku's a phenomenal player. He I think, was going to be the answer. He was there, Martinelli. I just think we did a better job putting a lid on Doku than they did on Martinelli.
But I don't know that I agree. I like Jeremy Doku. I don't think he's there yet for them.
I mean, they brought him on against Leipzig, and the game was 2-1. But they brought him on. He helped score the go-ahead goal, and he scored the goal that put them away 3-1. So I definitely think he can do it. I mean, Leipzig is kind of different, but yeah, I don't know. But to say that was like their only chance, that really was. I don't really know what other choices they really had.
That's what I mean.
Well, what about that guy? Do they still have that guy they got from Leeds? I thought he was going to be so good. What the hell was
Phillips?
Calvin
yes.
But
Do
Calvin
still
Phillips is yeah.
Is he a bust on City?
Yeah.
I was jealous when they got him.
They were trying to sell him. I think they were trying to sell him, and he didn't.
Oh, okay.
I'll just sit on the bench. I'm good.
He just needs to go somewhere else. He's a good footballer.
I'd take him.
Yeah, I'd take him.
I mean, over Jorginho, yeah.
That's what exactly.
Yep. Jorginho.
Yep. I would take him over Jorginho in a heartbeat. And I like Jorginho. I agree with everything that Ryan says about him. He's not athletic. And he just, if he steps up on a play, he's going to get run past. I wish he were more positionally aware when he's on the pitch. But I do like him. And I do think there's a player there. And there's a purpose for him to be served with this side. I would say that we avoided a bullet by starting him. But James makes a good point here. For once, I think Arteta realized I can beat City without having to be City light, like we did in the FA Cup semifinal, the Community Shield, and that's another thing too. Yeah, it's we don't always have to win games by being Manchester City light. I know that's what Arteta wants to do, that he believes in that system. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are more ways to win a game. And if we are constantly this possession-based team, we're constantly trying to unlock a low block, then stop being the possession-based team and use the God-given abilities that certain players in this side have. I've screamed this for years. We have something in this side that you can't coach. If you're either born with it or you're not. I wasn't. I don't know about either of the two of you, but I wasn't born with speed. But Martinelli was. Bukayo Saka was. I mean, he's got it. That use the pace. I love watching us when we're playing on the break.
Oh my. I couldn't agree with you more. When we're flowing, we're beautiful. But the thing I like most about this Arsenal team that we have not had in a long time is, you want to flow with us? Go ahead. You want to press us? Go ahead. Oh, you want to play physical? We'll play physical with you. I fucking love that. I
mean, watching William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes are the best center back pair in the world.
I love them.
Stop me when I'm lying. They're Saliba's the 5th highest rated center back in the world, and Magalesh Gabriel is the 13th. And I would love to see
who are the 4 ahead of Saliba?
I would love to see the list of the 4 that are ahead of William Saliba right now. I would love to see that list. Virgil van Dijk, maybe, but I could not tell you who the 4 are. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. But that they're what they did on Sunday is I don't think they've gotten near the credit that they deserve for the season. They got a lot of credit after Sunday, but the season as a whole. And look, we have looked so much better playing with Gabriel at the back than we did with Thomas Partey playing at right back and moving Ben White and William Saliba over one notch. That was an experiment that needs to go bye-bye, in my opinion. What else we got?
Nothing. I can't add any more to that. We're all loving the defense. Look, I'm sorry. I'm all for constructive criticism. So I'm sorry if I came down a little hard during the show today on you guys, because most of it was constructive criticism. But we have waited so long for Arsenal to be like this. There's an entire generation of kids that have seen nothing but, whatever. And we've been waiting so long for this. This team is so good. I just hope everybody finds some time this awful international break to just feel good and not worry too much.
I am very much, excuse me.
I was like, wow, that must have been a boring final speech by me.
No, I am always the most important game of the season is the next one. And not to harp on the point from before, but this is a great win. But if we want to truly make it mean something, we need to press on now, right? We need to go and beat Chelsea because that now is the most important game of the season, and we need to go and put in a shift, and we need to beat them. Period. And this is one of those that, okay, we slayed the dragon. That was the boss fight, right? Now we can start the video game over because we know we can beat it at the end again, right? Right. Again, the video game references abound in this episode, but that's, go and now the rest of it gets just a little bit easier. It should. There are no easy games. I'm not saying that, but
go ahead. I just want to ask something real quick because the clock here Eastern time has hit 5, so anytime now might have to go. Can I ask you guys, and I'm not misrepresenting how you feel about Arteta. I know you guys appreciate Arteta. You love Arteta. You love a lot of what he's doing. Did this game against City give Arteta a little more cred with you guys? Because you were nitpicking earlier. I'm just wondering, did you look at it in enough of a way that he gets a little more cred for outsmarting him? And this is just opinion, so you can't be wrong.
I don't think he outsmarted him. I don't think he outsmarted. I don't think you're going to outsmart Pep. I don't think that's possible. I think Pep could outsmart himself. But I don't think anybody, especially a guy that cut his managing teeth under Pep, that dude definitely ain't outsmarting him. Did he gain any more credit with me?
Yeah, because you do have issues with him.
No, I do. I liked the ruthlessness of taking Trossard off at halftime. That's not many managers and not many games do you see change made at halftime because it's just not working. Most teams, most managers are going to come out. They're going to try to force it for the next 15 minutes. And if they're going to give it another 15, if it doesn't work, then they're going to make a change. Which kudos to you, Glenn, because what you said about not having enough speed without those two, and I think that's exactly what the problem was. So that's why I think he went to Martinelli as early as he did.
It's almost as if somebody on this podcast said last week that Martinelli was the key to unlocking a scoring goal.
Thought about you. with this.
I don't remember who said that. Like, without Martinelli, we're not going to tick. With Martinelli, tick makes our whole front five tick. I don't know. Someone might have said that. I don't know. Anyways, thank you. Whatever. Keep going.
That was the other time. That was the other point you wanted to make earlier, wasn't it? You just wanted to pat yourself on the back a little bit.
Yeah, you did. I want to stroke my own dick. You did right. I called that shit out. I was like, bring on Martinelli. Great. We're gonna hurt him. And what happened? We brought on Martinelli. They couldn't handle the speed, and then we hurt him. That come on.
Well, Gary is saying that Trossard came off that this was an injury.
Gary, I love you. I don't agree with that. Trossard's been hurt, so I think it was just a perfect storm. But Martinelli was coming on. Was it halftime? I don't know, but he was coming on 50, 60 minutes.
Can I say something before my wife ever texts me? Not yet.
Well, hurry up.
Go. Look, Ryan. You guys make fun of me, and rightfully so. And all I do is hear old man jokes or pot jokes. Okay, you make some major calls. Tierney, Martinelli, which you just mentioned. For once, I was getting some credit from BG. I was getting some cred, and you just pissed all over it, man.
Wait, credit for what? What are you getting credit for?
For saying we didn't have enough speed to beat City.
I mean, yeah. I only
it's
fine.
It's relaxed. We all know, and we all give you. That's why I put up with you, you pain in the ass, because you're fucking smart. I hate your fucking 10-minute answers. I hate when you tell us your life story about something, but god damn it, you're fucking smart.
Wow.
What could I say?
Wow.
Keep stroking, Glenn. Keep stroking. I'm about to. Anyways, back to what I'm gonna answer Glenn's question really quick. It's tricky because I give him credit, but in the same respect, like those 4 subs that came on, like those are 4 players that start for him, and those are players he already trusts. Players I want to see come on are the Reece Nelsons, the ESRs of the world. But Partey went healthy in the 11. Martinelli went healthy in the 11. Tomiyasu is one of the guys that's immediately coming off the bench. Kai Havertz been in the 11 every game except for this. So like I don't know if I want to give him all the credit, because I give you credit. He made the right subs, and all 4 players that he brought on made a touch to score the goal. That's fucking amazing. I
get
love
a little more credit
awesome.
with you.
But like no, because no, I don't think he got more. I think he got credit. Like I gave him credit. I don't know if I give him more than, because like Howard. So put it this way: had those 4 players been on the pitch and it was still 0-0, we just need that little something. If he had brought on Reece Nelson and we had scored, yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, I would have gave him. I'd have been like, all right, maybe he's learning. Maybe he's starting to trust his players more. But I mean, let's be fair. Like 3 of those 4 players are in the start or have been in the starting 11 the whole season. So, I mean, those are just like. I think if we all sat here at halftime and said, okay, what are the subs that Arteta needs to make? I think we all would have kind of came to an agreement that those are the 4 subs that
Partey and Martinelli would have been the first 2 names out of all of us.
Yeah, and I think we would have said, well, he's definitely going to bring on Kai because he loves Kai. And I think Kai up top is the like. I don't hate
it.
As far as Kai's career as Arsenal has gone, his best football has been played when he is up top for us.
Yeah.
So, like that to me, okay, no brainer. Give us some height, give us a little bit of physicality in the front lines. Like that's awesome. And like Tomiyasu is just a defensive player, so like, yeah, I get that too. Like that, Tomiyasu is again, he's the first player usually one of the first players off the bench for us. So, I think those are just like easy substitutions. But he did make them, and they benefited us, and they worked. So like, cool.
Did either of you 2 watch the bench cam?
When we scored?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I did when we scored. I saw it. All the coaches hugged each other.
Well, but did you see him leading? Did you see Arteta on the touchline leading up to the goal? I think this was a set play.
I think I saw his.
Oh yes. Because he was. Yeah, I did see that.
Did you like? Partey gets the ball, or Ben White has the ball, and he passes back to Partey, and Arteta's like this. And he's doing this like we just scored, but it's like
it was right before the party pass.
Yeah, and it's like I look back at it. I'm like, this was a set play. They've worked on this. Tomiyasu was supposed to make that run. This is I don't know that Havertz was supposed to lay it off to Martinelli there. I think Havertz laid it off because he had a guy all over his back, and Martinelli was right there. But I think this was a set play. I think Partey was supposed to bomb that ball forward to Tomiyasu, who was supposed to get it to Havertz, and I think Havertz was supposed to turn and shoot. I think it's a set play. Just watching Arteta's reaction in the build up to the goal. Like, yes, here it goes. Here we go. Here we go. Like, here it comes. And yeah. Anyway, Glenn, you're gonna get the
Oh, your timing is so perfect, dude.
Final thought, Glenn.
I'm curious about the COVID. I guess we can talk about it.
The only way that game could have been more perfect, I thought this a couple hours after the game, is if Havertz scored the winning goal, because I think we're going to see some really good stuff from him this season. I think Ryan agrees with me on this. That's the only way. The only thing I would have changed about that game. I'm happy, and nothing's going to wipe the smile off my face. And if my kids annoy me when I leave here and I'm making dinner, I'll just think of that goal and I'll be happy. I hate the international break, but I'm going to look at it as people getting healthy. And I agree with you guys. Could be a trap game, so we better play our best. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you to everybody who was watching earlier. I love you guys. Ryan, I have so much respect for you. From the DMs I send you, or whatever you call those things, text. So don't take anything. Don't take anything personal.
Whatever those private messages are.
Whatever those messages.
Thank you, everybody who's watching later. Thank you, everybody who's watching now. Bye-bye.
And there he goes. To have the Kovacic thing, you know what? Save it. We're not going to have anything to talk about next week, and I got to run. So
cool.
Save that for next week, and that's just going to be a conversation about the lack of consistency with the people in charge of VAR is what that's going to come down to. But final thought. I'm not going to duck out of here.
3 points is a good win. It's a step. I think the step is more. I don't know. I think the question would be, what's more important, the step we took in beating City for the first time in forever in the league. He's 0-7. Now he's going to be 1-7. That's a big fucking deal. We need to beat City if we want to win the league. It's fucking huge. But again, it's 3 points. So I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm happy. Regardless, I'm happy and excited. I'm excited to see what this international break will do for our players that are hurt. Hopefully they come back. I'm I know I don't show it, but I'm sick. Can't stop coughing, but I'm happy. I'm sick, but I'm happy. So hopefully we could keep bringing it to them, and we really will we'll run Chelsea out of the building when we I think we're away, right? We're away.
Yeah, we're away. Yep. Nope. At Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what
at Chelsea. Gary, Bronx Gunner, James Johnstone was in there. Ryan from the Mr. Arsenal podcast was in there. Daniel Shaw, Renat, Brady's Banana. Thank you guys for interacting with us today. Thank you everyone else who is watching. Drop us a like or a dislike if you're not already subscribed to the channel. We would greatly appreciate it. 17 away from 1,000 subscribers. We'd like to get back to that number as quickly as possible. So other than that, final thought is, just don't let Chelsea be a trap game. Just come out all guns blazing and run them off the pitch at the bridge, and we kick on. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. If you're watching on replay, thank you very much. If you've made it this far with us, we really appreciate it, guys. It has been good footy talk. We will see you out there.